So before we begin, I just want to add one thing. This particular space for you is a space where you make mistakes. You open up, you brush up yourself. Don't take it as a space where you are officiated on some things, where you actually are being judged, something like that. Do you think, okay, Gurshan, whenever it's okay, open up your cameras because I want to see people. That's when I can connect. So I was saying, it is because when you speak, you think you might speak wrong. This thought is very outwardly. You only think outwardly when you write content for people. But when you're discussing, when you're writing, when you're suggesting, when you're brainstorming, and when you're learning, don't ever restrict yourself. Introduce yourself to as many people as you can. Introduce yourself at spaces. Talk about your interests and get to know about different interests. And this session is all about that. This is a content writing workshop for you guys, which Yuva has presented, and I am your mentor for the workshop, Harsh. I have been in this industry for, if you say agency industry, for 4 years. And if you say altogether in the creative industry, it's more than 6 years that I have been in this industry. I started with vlogging, then I started a cloud kitchen, managed it through and through. I started podcasting while doing that. And then I started my job. After doing job for almost 2 years, I have started my agency, uh, which has completed 1 year, and we are doing good. And we are hoping to scale very soon. And that's all happening because the thing that I shared with you, I dared to speak, I dare to express. And then whatever comes to my way, I dare to face and come out of it as a better person. So, where you guys from? Where are you from? And I really want your faces to be up there on the screen so that I can see who am I talking to, or are these bots that have been sent here, or some fake IDs that Yuva people have created to make sure this mentor doesn't goes away. India's cleanest city, Indore. Yes, sir. Same here. I'm from Indore too. What about Nishtha? Nishtha seems to be from multiverse. Nishtha, you also have a problem with your mic and camera, no? Or you are having dinner. Nice. Gulshan, I am from Indore only. So we will begin our session for tonight with a hope that more of your friends will hop in and join. So this is content writing workshop. You presented to you by Yuva. I am your mentor Harsh, and we'll be learning the basics in the first session about content writing. We'll be establishing the concepts about what content writing is. So industry 2.0 here means the industry. we are living in today, where digitalization has happened on a big scale. Before digitalization, the readers and the writers had access to a limited people, a limited set of writers, and a limited set of publishers. So that is industry 1.0. And when internet happened, when everything came to us, presented itself to us on wider scope, wider level, and we connected on a different aspects, that's when industry 2.0 started to roll out for content writers. So we'll be talking about what content writing means and what we should be nurturing as a content writer. So when content writing pops in my head, first thing is very clear. We do digital marketing. Now we are looking at content writing from business perspective. So content writing means a very important, one of the very important elements of digital marketing. However you want to enter the space, wherever you want to enter the space, whenever you want to enter the space, you have to start writing. Your content piece, your writing piece will be out on the internet. And that's how you start the digital journey of marketing. Then when you're writing, there are some points where you write just generally, and there are some points where you actually write for specific target audience. The more engaging and the more awareing type of content which people likes to share is the specific type of content written for their age group, for their on their nostalgic points. So you need to start talking. That's why I said you need to start talking, you need to start introducing, you need to be a little uncomfortable at times, so that you get to know what other type of target audiences are. These target audiences can be defined on the basis of your age, region, psychographs, behaviors, interests. So these are few spaces on which your target audience can be defined as, and then you start writing for them. So being a teenager, you cannot start directly writing for people of 35 to 45 age group. Why? Because we have a very limited understanding of that from our parents perspective, let's say. And again, that lens that you're looking from is your lens through which you're looking their actions and understanding them as per your understanding. For example, I saw my mother doing something, and then I thought that, this is why she's doing this. So that is my understanding of what she's doing. But when I start interacting with that age group, understanding how they are thinking, what things do they really crave, what do they look forward in their daytime, what are they amused with, or what turns them down, that kind of research will give you an understanding of that age group. And when you start writing according to that mindset of that age group, you'll start writing great content piece which they can read, relate, and share. When they relate and share, your brand awareness is increasing. So the content writing part which you're doing, to write content for people, making it relatable to them and letting them share it, is creating a awareness for the brand. It makes people aware about this brand is thinking on this aspect. A brand is very concerned on social perspective. A brand is very vocal when it comes to performance. So that's how you start developing the awareness around your brand. And all throughout this thing, you need to be very clear that your content must provide clarity. A person is very confused. Let's say I am very confused on which phone to buy next. And when I have a YouTube video, let's say, or a blog, I prefer blogs at times on particular subjects like this. The blogs very specifically tell me that, these are the features. If you're looking for something on professional aspect, you should get this phone, no doubt. And also, if you're looking to have a better production quality and doing this, then you should look at iPhones, let's say. So my content is providing clarity, and my content is then very clear to the person who is reading. This journey needs to be very clear. These are very core points that you, when you start writing, you should remember. The nitties and gritties will roll out themselves later on, but then you need to understand these are the basics, because a lot of times we think our brainchild, the content that we are writing, is our brainchild. So we think the brainchild of ours should be loved by everyone around us, while it's the other thing. It's the other way around. What everybody loves, if you write that, then you will fall in love with your own content piece, and not just you, but everyone else. Why? Because that content piece is your brainchild, but it's for everybody else. You will not be going and reading it again and again. Anything that you want to ask up till now? It seems you guys are very quick learners. Great. These are four objectives. When we start writing, we have understood the core, how to write and who to write for and why are we writing. Then we understand what is it that we are writing for. We write to enter the digital sphere. We write for the brand to create a professional viewpoint amongst their readers. If a brand, let's say, comes and talks about, a lot of brands are talking recently about the Delhi pollution and the government, the steps that the government has taken, is a professional viewpoint. The solutions they are offering are professional viewpoints, which is the right way to do it. And this, while I'm not going into the topic of what they should write and what they should not, this take on subjects which are concerning to your industry specifically, and giving people clear line of thought from the company, creates a professional viewpoint for them. And this is important for a brand. To create a professional viewpoint is important. Why? Because a lot of times we seek that, this brand is something I aspire to, or I relate to. This brand is very fun. And so people start expecting, the viewpoint that the brand has, the take that the brand has on certain things. And if and it should not be just about the topics which are very concerning and alarming. Overall, topics of growth, of sustainability, of different sectors emerging, different technologies coming in your field of interest, whatever it can be, needs to have a professional viewpoint. Why? Because the next layer is related to it, where you start demonstrating your expertise in that industry. When you start giving out your professional viewpoint, People seek you as a navigator in finding informations. People start relying on you for resources like facts, data, which they can use in their conversations, in their presentations. So that then becomes a demonstration of your expertise, not just sharing your viewpoints anymore. It has leveled up and it has become a professional viewpoint that you're giving out. It has become your expertise now. You're demonstrating your expertise. And when you start demonstrating expertise, when your people are coming to you, people are expecting, and people are related to you, that is the time you introduce them to your service and your products. And they also start building curiosity and they want to get hands on that particular product, or they want to try out the service, which is enhancing the conversion rate of your company. The person who was just a reader for your company is now a potential service taker, service or product consumer for your company. So these are four objectives underlying the main core of writing, which we understood just before this. These are the objectives why we write content for. सरस से clear है? CR लिख दो chat में, if it is clear for you. CR, right? CR in the chat. Perfect, perfect, cool. So these are a few skill sets, and these skill sets needs to be aced as a content writer. And they to ace these skill sets is altogether a task. It will require your efforts, the efforts which you are not putting out here in the class by opening up your cameras and your mic. But when you are into the real game, you will have to put up the experience and the efforts that you have. First is versatility, your ability to change and adapt to the writing style of the brand. A brand at one time can be talking to a lot of different target audiences. A brand can talk to teenagers. For example, your wife is talking to teenagers, but also to your teachers and parents from their content. So then Yuva needs to be very aware that, at times when you're talking to Gen Zs, when you're talking to this sector, this target audience, we have to use a certain tone, certain design style, certain language that you guys will actually reflect on and be intrigued to read. Whereas this same pattern might not look good for the teachers and parents. Why? Because you are more opportunity driven thought process people. They are more authenticity driven people. They want to see if they are authentic, if they're credible or not. You, at the on the contrary, are seeking for opportunities. You're you are ready to take risk. You are ready to make change in your daily life. Why? Because it's not that much uh, interesting to you. So willing to take up different challenges and different things. And that's why in a company also you see there will be different writing styles and different writing tones. At one point you may be asked to write a blog. On other you might be asked to write copywriting. You might be asked to do copywriting. Then you should be able to adapt to it. And that is what versatility is. Second is research oriented. You need to do a lot of research. You need to seek out the authentic sources for your information. And one thing this point caters to human psychology is that people find validations. People seek validation in a conversation. They want to prove themselves. And a lot of times you need facts, you need figures, you need data for that. And what better if a brand can give you authentic information, authentic sources, and a good data sets, like good numbers, good information. This will enhance your chances for that person to return to your site, have great points written down for his or her next conversation. And this point of yours is catering to the audience in this way, and you have to ace it. Why? Because researching is not easy. You have to deep dive into a lot of things, find if the data that you just read is right or wrong. Is it contrary to another aspect of that particular blog you are writing? So your representation of authentic information will help the audience to validate themselves in a group of friends, acquaintance, or colleagues, and you to be better at researching. Third is your communication skills. You need to seek that the brand is communicating with people, building a relationship, and this is a professional relationship they are building. Sometimes a brand can be very casual when it writes, and on the other side, the brand can be very formal when it writes. So a person can't seek that, how should I relate to the brand. You can take, you can understand brand as a person in itself. If a person is not responding in a humanly way, you might be just like, "Ugh, I don't want to talk to this person." Whereas if a person is being professional with you, so professionalism doesn't mean you have to be very formal. Professionalism means that you are establishing a relationship wherein you set the boundaries, you set the parameters, and you can have laughs with them, you can talk with them, and that's more of it. And that will happen to you in content writing. You must be thinking how you do that. That happens to you when you start writing. You also have to build a professional relationship with the brand, the staff, the a person of contact with you. Fourth is prioritizing quality. Now this I have written that, focus more on quality thing rather than quantity. But when you're starting off, you should focus on quantity. Write as much blogs as you can, as much as articles that you can, as many scripts as you can, and a lot of content writing things, which helps you to see when you sit and reflect on the content pieces that you have written. Okay, this is good, this might need a little improvement. So I want to give you guys a task here. You can take paper, pen, and write it down, or wherever you want. Take a brand of your choice, go to their website, find the section blogs, blogs, blogs. Read 5 of their blogs, write 3 blogs in your copy, notebook, or diary, whatever it is. Write 3 blogs. Same to same, copy paste. Look at the screen, write. Look at the screen, write. Write 3 blogs. And then out of those 3 blogs, take one topic of your choice. Out of those three that you've written offline, out of those, take one topic of yours and write a blog of about 250 to 300 words. Cool, you get the assignment, you get the task.
Sir, about the communication skills, are we talking about communication between me and the brand, or me as a content writer and the target audience?
Both.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Not by mixing three, Gurshan. You have to take one of the topic out of those three and write for out of your own mind, out of your own experience of writing the three blogs and reading the five blogs. You'll have an idea how the brand is communicating, what kind of words they are choosing, and what are they focusing on when they are writing something.
Should we write it related to the company or which was choosing, or can we with the new one we have to write?
You can take new, but I would suggest you guys that you take one topic out of those three which you are going to write in your notebook or diary, whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything that you want to ask, guys? Should we move forward? Now, where does your voice goes at these times? I am very intrigued. ए डोंट गिव मी थम्स अप। हाँ, अब मैं दिन भर मेरे टीम को और क्लाइंट से थम्स अप वगैरह वाली चीजें होती है। दिस स्पेस फॉर मी इज एज वेल टू unfold myself in a different way. So I am appreciating you guys. You guys just spoke and speak more, interact more. Without interaction, you'll not have content, ideas, and these things. Idea about people. You have to interact more. Great. So next set of skills that we will be looking at is one of the skills is SEO, that stands for search engine optimization. You will get to know about this in coming sessions, but this is a technical way of reaching our target audience. Understanding what it is not, and how to reach them is the next step. Proofreading is very important. Now look at it from brand's perspective. A lot of people will be reading your content, and if your content is not grammatically correct, or if it is not sounding right, then it is the it becomes a backlash to the brand. So you need to carefully pick out the errors at a lot of spaces when you write. Proofreading becomes an integral part of your process. Whenever you write, you proofread. Whenever you write, you proofread. If you cannot proofread your own brainchild, then ask someone else to do that for you. Seventh is being observant. You need to seek what your client wants to share with the audience. And this is you are like a bridge. So whatever your client wants to share, whatever the demand is of the client to be shared with the audience, that happens. And whatever type of content the consumers, the readers are watching, reading, and interacting with, you have to portray the demand in that way. So you act like a bridge between these two. So you need to be observant key what is the client asking from you at certain point, and what is the audience actually interacting, engaging, and consuming in content formats. Eighth is punctuality, and here punctuality means before time. You cannot be like, for example, if my blog is supposed to go live tomorrow at 10 a.m., I cannot be submitting my blog at 9 a.m. tomorrow, because there is a chain of approval that goes in, and you need to have a space for yourself that you can revisit your content if in case there is any edit, update, or any minor change that you only want to do. You should have that time. If on 9 a.m. you're submitting, at 9 a.m. you're submitting, and your team is actually approving it, and then it goes to the senior person, and that senior says, no, this is not appropriate, please make it according to the brand, and gives you a point, give you a few points to revisit and restructure your content altogether, then 1 hour is a very small window. You'll write and you'll again submit for everyone to read it and approve it. So you need to be very punctual. These 8 skills are the are your kind of roots for writing and becoming a better content writer. Anything that you want to ask?
Sir, what is it besides these 8 points that brands look out for as from the content writing perspective?
This is not from brand's perspective, this is from a writer's perspective to a writer. All of these points that I have shared, what brands look out for is how interactive you are, what kind of work you have done, and the foremost skill is, are you able to understand? Are you able to understand the needs of brand? Are you able to understand the needs of their audience? Can you be able to do research? They want to see that. They want to see how authentic you can write, how authentic content you can write. Brands seek out that. They want to build confidence in you, and you can get confidence when you do things like these to become a better writer within yourself.
So, how do I show that with my portfolio alone?
Your portfolio becomes your let's say insta bio kind of thing, where you are introducing yourself. So your portfolio, if you are a content writer, your portfolio becomes very important. Why? Because your portfolio will be defining how you envision, characterize, and present yourself. So then your portfolio must have the language of trust. And let's say, for example, Nishtha, you sound very obedient, but also someone who is a little I'm not crazy is not the right word, but playful, very exciting when it comes to new ideas, trying out new ideas. So the content that you write in your portfolio, defining yourself, defining the projects you are doing, needs to reflect that personality of yours.
Right, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You've written any content, Nishtha?
I have, but like on a small scale. I am in my college second year right now and have been writing for ever since I can remember. So I like writing and I like exploring um, places that gives me chances to write. So it's more about how I like to do something that comes naturally to me.
Hmm. So what are you studying?
BTech CSC.
Wow, amazing. I did my mechanical engineering and now I'm here.
Right, I know. I mean, I it's more about exploring than actually doing it professionally. So,
Hmm. No, I'm not encouraging anyone to pivot unless and until they seek this particular phase, because this is a very tricky space where everybody feels that they can write, but when it comes to actually writing, they don't know how to write.
right.
So, yeah, please go on.
No, I mean, writing is something that is not very, that comes naturally to me. So I like to believe that I would actually be good at if given the chance. So yes, I mean, surely more about exploring the side of writing rather than actually diving deep. So
Yeah, yeah, that's great. And I mean, what I said is not uh, personally directed towards you. I'm talking out my experience with you.
yeah, of course, yeah, I get that.
So that's the thing. And was I right about the type of personality you show?
I mean, yes, pretty much. So I can be obedient and I can read the room, basically.
Nice. You sound very woke as a person, you know. Uh, I don't know, you have a sense of calmness in your voice, which you get from a lot of maybe experiences that you have. And you also have a little curiosity which you hide. I don't know why.
That is a very distinct thing to say, but yes, most of it is true about me as a person.
Nice, nice. Why is it a distinct thing? Before you answer, Gurshan, SEO stands for search engine optimization, and there is a whole session for SEO for you to understand SEO and for you to understand the technicalities of it. Yes, so I am more about interactions. We all are talking to Nishtha. You can also hop in and share your experiences, guys. That's how we will make this space a better space. Yeah, Nishtha, why is it a distinct thing of you said this about less curious?
No, I meant distinct as in very specific. So, and that is, I mean, that is really very specific about. I mean, I just spoke a sentence and you detected the like calmness in my voice and the kind of person I would be, which I actually am. So that's your own version of, I mean, detecting, reading the room, maybe reading the voice. I don't know.
I like how you're dodging to use the word judgment. Uh, that's why
But it's
I
not
was
judgment if
controlling
it's
my laugh.
actually true, right? So it's not. No, I did not mean that.
That's great. That's great. Uh, but yeah, for people who are watching it on record, that's it for you guys. Stopping, like I'm ending the recording, and you see that you're missing out on this thing. Live with that phone. Bye. But do the task, people watching on record. Do the task and share it to me on on WhatsApp only in the group if you can, and if you can't, then you reach out to me on my email address that I'm sharing in the chat box, which you can be able to read. Or if you are writing it in a Google Doc, your final task, the last one, you can drop the link on my Instagram. That is unusual, Harsh. I'm people on record, just maybe screenshot and take this thing. For you, I'm ending the recording. Bye, record people.